Hi, I'm Jim Gary, and welcome to Batilipi's Workshop. Today's video shows how I upgraded the overhead lights in my shop. If you're interested, there are links to some of my other videos in the description below. So please like and subscribe. Now let's get on with the video. I've got these new lights. They're LED lights from Braun. They're very similar to the ones I bought before, but these plug into each other, whereas the ones I got, I had to wire them all independently. I'm going to add these to my ceiling in my shop. So as you can see, currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lights, and it's not terribly dim in here, but it would be nice to have some extra lights. So my plan is to put in 4 more, but I'm going to have them on a separate circuit that'll be controlled by Alexa. So I'll be able to just turn them on when I need them, but they won't normally be on when I hit the switch. First thing I've got to do though is the center of the roof is 16 feet tall, and the biggest ladder I have is this 10-foot ladder. And I really should probably rent a 12-foot ladder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add wooden extensions on these that I can use if on the rare occasion where I need the taller ladder, but take them off ordinarily. Here's a floor plan of my shop showing the original 4 lights in blue. The armorlite wires from each light meet in a central box, and then one wire goes to the switch by the walk-in door. And my plans changed a bit. I put in 5 new lights. One is in the center of the shop, but I wired it to the existing box and switch. The other 4 peripheral new lights were connected in series from an Alexa-controlled switch in a wall outlet. The new lights shown in orange are designed to be plugged into one another, but I would have needed 3 longer extension cords, so instead I removed the short cord from each light and replaced it with armorlite wire cut to reach the next light. This looked better to me than having a bunch of extension cords all over the ceiling. And the idea is when I hit the switch by the door, the 4 original lights and the new central light will all turn on. If I need more light for any reason, I just have to ask Alexa to turn on the other 4 new lights. So here's one of my Braun 5500 lumen lights, but these are linkable, and the ones I had originally I had to hardwire each of them in. So I'm going to add 4 more lights to my shop. I want these 4 to be separate from the original 4, so that way I can leave them off most of the time, but when I need them I can just say to our friend Alexa, "Would you turn on the overhead lights?" And she will. And the way these link together is there's a 5-foot extension cord on the one end, there's a regular plug on the other end. And the trouble with all this, of course, is that all my lights are more than 5 feet apart, so that would mean I'd have to have a bunch of extension cords up in there. And I use the armorlite wiring system for the old ones, the ones that are currently up there, and I just wanted to stick with that. So armorlite wire comes in a 50-foot coil. So the armorlite is just wires in this aluminum coil. So the first step is I've got to take this end off. We don't have to alter the other end. I want to remove this cord and wire in, have it so I can wire in the armorlite directly. So I'm going to take out the screw, wriggle this apart, comes apart, and they don't really give you a whole lot of room. And then I'm going to also take off this switch. I don't need that switch. Those switches would have to have a 10-foot chain for me to use them, and then the chains would be in the way. So I'm just going to remove it from the system. And then there's a couple of bundles of wires inside here. And the switch simply connects the hot going to the light itself. So if I want to get rid of the switch, all I have to do is clip this here, clip out the hot one. So if I just wire those together, we're good to go. The other thing I want to do is I want to get this off so we can get that wire loose. You just have to wire them directly. Now we have room to move. What I want to do is strip these. I'm going to screw them together, and I'm going to put them on one side of a duplex Wago. And then I'm going to put the incoming wire from the armorlite in, the hot one from there, on the other side of the Wago. And these are such thin wires, I just don't, I think it's just better to screw them together. It's probably not kosher, but that's what I'm going to do. This one, hot. Here's the other hot. Then we just twist them together. So I'm going to put them in, and you can see the wire in there. There it is. It's in there good and tight. Both wires withstand the pull test. So the hot coming in from the armorlite wire is going to go right into there. I'm just going to cut this to get it out of the way. Now this is the neutral segment here, so I'm going to do the same thing with it. And these, the neutral, one of them is red and black. I don't really know why. So I can just strip this. Strip that. Then I'm going to twist these together real carefully. So we're going to make sure you can see at the bottom, and I can. Try the pull test on both of them. I think we're good. So that's neutral, this is hot. This is the ground wire, and it connects via this rivet to this case that's marked ground there. I guess you can see that. So I'm going to cut it here. And I'm running out of Wago, so I'll use a linear Wago here. Again, we push it all the way in. You can see it there. So this side will be for the incoming ground wire. Now this is going to go in here eventually like that. First we have to have a way for the armorlite to go in and be connected. So this is just a standard connector. It obviously won't fit, but that is a 7/8 inch hole. So that should fit in here. Should be able to just pop this right in. There, got that in. So there's these little insulators that you're supposed to put in, and they just slide in there. There. And they prevent the edge of this wire, aluminum shielding from impinging on the wire. So the next thing is to run this in. Screw this down to hold it. There. Now it's not going anywhere. Now we can work on connecting this up. So here's our light. Back again. And it's going to go here. The neutral and the hot have to bend back like this to go into the Wago, so I'll bend it about there, but first I'll strip it. Okay, then I gotta clip these short for the Wagos. Bend these back so that I can go in the Wago. And there's plenty of room inside here. There's lots of room up in the back there, so that's not a problem. Ground Wago. Yep, it's going all the way back. And the black is the hot, and that's this one. So that's going to go into here. Okay, so that's in there. You can see it's all the way in the bottom. And this will go in the neutral Wago, which is here. All the way in. You can see it's all the way down. Close it. Everything supports pull test, so we're good. Now all we have to do is shove everything in there. Screw back in. There. That's a little tidier, I think. It'll match what I already have in my shop. So here's the other end. So we have to cut it, and we don't need much. It's going to go in here, and it'll immediately splay out and connect directly into these. And we're not going to need this rubber insulation here. And without that, this will fit right in and can be clamped right down, so that's nice. First thing we have to do is take off these screws. The wire just goes right into one side or the other of that screw, and it'll get clamped in when you tighten down the screw. So you don't have to hook it around. But what we need is we need a little bit of wire sticking out. So I'm going to trim this. Okay, so then the next thing is this red piece needs to go in. Push down in there. Like that. This goes in. Go ahead and tighten it up, and it's unfortunately a slat head screw. So now that can't go anywhere. But then look, this has to set in there, and those wires have to go right in there. So the wire has to be cut pretty short. I would have got a different kind of plug if I'd realized it, but we'll figure it out. So it's got to come just even with the top of this. So let's go ahead and cut these off. Now of course I can't strip in there, so we're going to have to take this apart again. There, take it out. Now we can strip it. And as you can see, it only has to be stripped about maybe 3/8 of an inch. We've got some leeway there to push it back in. Silver here is for the neutral, gold here is for the hot. Okay. We want green on the bottom. Okay. We're going to want black on the right, which we've got, and neutral on the left, which we've got. So let's put the green in first. Oh, I might be able to just put them all in at the same time. So that'll all work. Just have to get everything back through this piece before we go any further. So all I have to do is just slip this around right through there and just slide this out of the way until I'm ready to, until I get the rest of the plug on. I can put this piece on after the fact, and I can put in this little red piece on after the fact. So I got a hand screwdriver just to hand tighten, make sure everything's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So everything's in there tight. There's no wires crossing. Everything looks clean. They're actually designed for that. There. So this just goes on and just has to align. The ground has these two prongs on it. Looks like they go into here. So here we go. Everything's tight except for this clamp. All I should have to do is plug this into the wall, and these lights should go on. Let's find out. There they go. Really nice and bright. So we'll have to do that with all of them. This is the attachment kit that comes with each light. So it's basically two pieces of chain like this. It's about a foot of chain. And there's a couple of hooks that hook into the lamp fixture itself. And you can, of course, adjust the height by how many links you use of the chain. To attach the end of the chain into the ceiling, I'm going to use these. These are made really for sheetrock, but I find them pretty useful in the closed cell foam I have. I can just screw these in. All the lights I have up there have been that way for 5 years with no problems. This kit here also comes with these little hooks. So what I'll do is I'll screw these hooks into these anchors like that. And so then the chain can hook into there like that, hanging down, and then this hook here at the other end can hook into the light fixture. So that's how it's going to work. So I'm up against the west wall. Is going to be the light that is plugged into the socket below. So I'm just going to set this up here and put in the anchors. I've already measured them. They're going to be 2 feet out, and the light's going to run right through here. Right there. Put the hook in. Then to the other side, again, I already measured. It's 2 feet out from the wall. Right there. There we go. That hook. It's good and sturdy. So here's the chain. I'm going to squeeze the hook that goes into the light fixture on the chain. There it goes. So I'm just going to hook it in like this. And I'm going to squeeze that with the pliers. Okay. I've got to feed this through the opening. So it's going like that. It's got to be about here, I'd say. And it'll be the same deal here. Hook it through where it's supposed to go. And then I have to get it high enough that it's free of these. It's got to go up one more. I realize I get a little bit of shadow from it. There's not a lot I can do about that, but that's hanging very freely. It looks roughly level. Just gotta turn this hook away so it can't come out. The next thing is this extension cord, or this cord from it, is gonna have to go over to the wall and then come straight down. There we go. So I've gotta just connect this to the wall over here. So I just got these little plastic deals, and I use one of those truss head, lathe head screws to connect the wire over there. Gotta leave enough slack that it doesn't interfere with the light hanging properly. Probably about like that. So now tighten it in. There, that'll hold her. So all I've got to do now is take this armored cable from the other light that was over there and plug it into this light. And that light should go on. There we go. And yes, that light's on. So I've got the lamp all ready to go up. So here's the box up here, and I've got now 5 cables feeding into it. It sounds like a lot, but actually each light here is only 40 watts. So with 5 lights on this particular string, it's only 200 watts, and at 120 volts, that's like 1.8 amps. So even though there's a lot of wires that go through here, it's really not a whole lot of amps. So what I've got here is I've put in the jumpers that I talked about before, and now I just have to run the neutral, the hot, and the ground into those jumpers, and we'll be set. I won't be able to film it being done, but I'll show you what happens afterwards. There's everything all connected up, and all I have to do is stuff everything back in the box and put the lid back on the box. So I'll do that. So there it is, all neat and tidy. It's about 2 in the afternoon, and here's my shop. This is how much natural light comes in. Not a whole lot. Now I'll turn on my regular base lights with the extra, the 5th one that I added in the middle to the same circuit. And so here's what it looks like. Alexa, turn on the extra lights.
Okay.
And that's how bright it can get with 5500 lumen lights going on. And I got other tricks up my sleeve. Alexa, turn on the bench light.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on the sink light.
Okay.
Jim, turn on the other bench light. So this is where I do all the bench recording. So it's got lots of lights on it. I don't expect to use these lights all like this. This is just crazy, but if I do need the light, it's there. And if I turn off the main lights, these are just the extra 4 lights I put on, which is just as much light as I had before, but it's centered around the edges. So I'm pretty happy with the light situation. Alexa, turn off the extra lights.
Okay.
And I like having the new center one in the middle on my main lights, because that's where I sit at my desk, and it's also where my mill is, so it really helps a lot. It's a good, successful project in my mind. Well, I hope you found this video useful. Good lighting is essential in a shop. Thanks for watching. Most of my videos are activities I do in my workshop. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Bye.